Okay, so we're not going to color in the barbell. These are nice and dry. Don't forget, I haven't painted the back, just paint the back as well. So nice and dry. I'm going to start with the green. So you would have got this in your pack if you purchased a pack from me, or you have your own colors. So we're going to start with the green. I use a little bit of white. So I don't know what I did with the white. There it is. Okay, so I use a bit of white as well. You don't have to. This is just how I do it. So we've got the varnish. We are going to give it a squeeze in there. Make sure I have enough. So, just a squeeze, about a 50p size. This should cover the whole barbell. I use a tiny bit of white. You don't have to. Again, use your green. So this is the green that you get in the pack. I want it to be a nice solid color. So you're going to mix this pigment powder in. This dries very quickly, so you don't want to make too much. But you want a nice solid color. So I'll just add a little bit more. You don't want it too see-through. You just want a good color. All right, so that's the green. Okay, so small brush I always mix with, and then have a bowl of water just to throw your brush into because it hardens your brushes. Take the next size brush, give it a good zhuzh. I mix it and give it a good mix. I want this all green, so I'm just going to pull it over, give it a good old paint. Paint the sides as well. Don't forget the sides because you've got all that texture on the side. This is now how you would do it if you were wanting an intense color. If you want a dry brush, so you still want to keep some of the brown in the background, you just lightly drag your brush over the tops. So you look there. So that's just lightly coloring with the green, and that's a solid green on there. So I'm going to paint everything solid. You won't need gloves for this. This just washes off your hands. You can hear how nice and dry it is. So you could either leave it overnight to dry, which is what I did with this one, or you can use a hairdryer to dry it. So I'm just going to use up what I've made because I want a nice and intense green, making sure I'm getting all the way around the edges. Okay. All right, so that is the green. I'm going to put it to one side and do the dry brushing of the bronze or the copper after. Next, we're going to do the red. So move this one in to screen. Grab the red. Ooh. These just twist open, don't forget. So let me just cover the green because I tend to knock them over. Alrighty, just flip your foil over. Okay. Just get a towel to dry my brush real quick. Alrighty. Okay, next color is red. So we have the red, a little bit of varnish again. Dip your brush in the varnish, dip your brush in the powder. And then a little bit of red. So because I used the white, it's come out a very pinky color. So you can either use more red, just try and enhance it. You would obviously do 3 barbells all red, or you're going to do 6 barbells all red, whichever you choose. It's getting a bit thick, so I'm just going to add a bit more varnish. And then you can spruce it up. So this wouldn't have come in your pack, but you can purchase this separately from me. This is called Pearl Red. Dip your brush in there, give it a mix. It's just enhancing my red a little bit more. Okay, and again, it's too gooey. A little bit more varnish. Brilliant. Okay, just going to use what's on my brush because I don't want to waste it. So I'm going to paint the holly quickly. Paint whatever's on this brush, throw it in the water. Take my big brush and give it a good old paint. Again, all over if you want. Sometimes you need to do more than one color. One coat. I'm very rough, so I am just going to get it all around the edges. It's a nice thing about Powertex. It's nice and hard, so you don't have to worry about it coming apart. It can rip off. Just be rough but gentle. So just dab it in there, dab it in there. Give it a good old mix. That's my red one done. Just make sure you lift it up, have a look, you see, around the edges. All right, that is the red. So now for the tops, I highlight it with a bit of bronze gold or a bit of copper, whichever you choose. So just close all my containers. So this one I've got a bit of copper. Metallic goes a long way, so just mix a tiny bit to see. The red is still dry, and literally the green is dry-ish. It will dry now when I go over it. Just give it a few seconds. It doesn't take long to dry. Dip your brush in your varnish, dip it in the powder.